It's time to get ready, folks. Text message lands Biden in trouble. Bad news for Social Security. Well, folks, the White House is completely pissed off. They are fuming because a WhatsApp message has been leaked and it apparently shows Hunter Biden using his dad's name in an attempt to intimidate a CEO from China. Now, more details are still coming out about this whole thing, but weren't we told that the president had no idea about Hunter's overseas business dealings? Then what is this? Reporters were also very hard on the White House press secretary and questioned why the first son would be included in events in the White House, even though he's a part of an active investigation. Now, the president's trying to strengthen Social Security, but some say that his 4-point plan would do very little to change the trajectory of the Social Security program, one that may possibly cut benefits by more than 20% within a few years. That doesn't sound like a good plan at all, does it? Are any of you guys worried about the possible future of Social Security? Is it time that we get ready for cuts? Former President Barack Obama spoke out recently about what he says was the unequal coverage of the news, comparing the OceanGate Titan submersible to a boat that sank off the coast of Greece. Did any of you guys hear about both incidents? All right, guys, you know how we do it here. Let's get right into the updates. So White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre came under heavy fire during a recent press conference as she was asked why Hunter Biden was at a state dinner, even though he just entered a plea deal with federal prosecutors.
A strong signal of family support for Hunter Biden attending a White House state dinner after his plea deal on tax charges earlier this week, as a Republican-led House committee releases testimony from 2 IRS whistleblowers, alleging the evidence supported felony tax evasion charges, more serious than the deal cut by the president's son.
Jean-Pierre said that this was a family discussion, one that she had no business discussing. However, when asked if the president would ever invite anyone who isn't his son and had the same issue, the secretary just repeated that Hunter was President Biden's son and that it wasn't an uncommon thing for family to attend events at the White House. Now, she was also questioned about a text message that was just released by an IRS whistleblower that seems to connect President Biden to Hunter's overseas dealings. IRS Criminal Supervisory Special Agent Gary Shapley Jr., who oversaw the investigation into Hunter Biden and is also one half of the whistleblowers from the IRS, says that the agency obtained a message from WhatsApp dated July 30th, 2017, where Hunter was communicating with Henry Zhao, CEO of the Harvest Fund Management. Now, here's the alleged message that was sent. Quote, "I'm sitting here with my father and we would like to understand why the commitment made has not been fulfilled. Tell the director that I would like to resolve this now before it gets out of hand. And now means tonight." End quote.
Shapley also claimed there was a recovered 2017 WhatsApp message from Hunter Biden apparently sent to a Chinese businessman over an outstanding payment, stating, quote, "I am sitting here with my father. We would like to understand why the commitment made has not been fulfilled." Hunter Biden allegedly texted, according to the transcript. If true, this would seem to contradict comments from President Biden that he was not involved in his son's business deals. CBS News has not independently confirmed the text.
Wow. And yes, Jean-Pierre was asked about this too. Here's her take on it.
So here's the thing, and I appreciate the question. I believe my colleague at the White House Counsel has answered this question already, has dealt with this, has made it very clear. I just don't have anything to share outside of what my colleagues have shared, and so I would refer you to him and the DOJ. Just not going to comment from here.
Text message.
I will. What I can tell you is I know that my colleague has dealt with this. He addressed this at the White House Counsel. I just don't have anything else to share. I just answered the question. I just answered the question.
No, you didn't. Yes or no, was the president involved in the shakedown attempt?
Stephen, I just answered the question. I just said, it's not up to you how I answer the question.
And if we ask National Security Council spokesperson John Kirby, here was his response. Quote, "I'm not going to address this issue from the podium. I am not going to do it. All right? I am not going to do it." End quote. Do you guys feel as if this answered the question of why Hunter Biden is using his father's name to pressure a foreign CEO? Hunter's lawyer says that this release is unfair and that it's biased and politically motivated. So what do you guys think? Now, speaking of bias, former President Barack Obama says that a double standard in media coverage was shown during 2 tragedies that happened out at sea. One was the OceanGate Titan submersible that we now know imploded, and the other being the migrant boat that sank off the coast of Greece. Here's what he said about it. Quote, "Our democracy is not going to be healthy with levels of inequality that we've seen generated from globalization, automation, the decline in unions. Obscene inequality." You think about the news of the day. Generally, we're not talking about news of the day. But right now, we have 24-hour coverage, and I understand it, of this submarine, this submersible that tragically right now is lost at the bottom of the sea. Now, at the same time, right here, just off the coast of Greece, we had 700 people dead. 700 migrants were apparently being smuggled into here, and it's made news, but it's not dominating in the same way. And in some ways, it's indicative to the degree to which people's life chances have grown so desperate, end quote. Do you agree with the former president on this one? Now, I guess it really depends on what the public wants to watch, or at least be informed of. But then again, if you looked at my previous videos, you know that they're forming public opinion. So maybe you're just being conditioned to want to watch that. But here's something that I think all of us should be caught up on: Social Security, guys. Now, some critics of the Biden administration are saying that this 4-point plan wouldn't do much to help it. And are you guys aware? President Biden wants a couple of changes. And this is led by his 4-point plan, which starts off with payroll tax on high income earners or those who are making $400,000 per year or above. Now, using the CPIE or the CPI for the elderly instead of the CPIW, where the spending habits of the predominantly working age American are tracked, people who don't necessarily receive Social Security just yet. So the next is bolstering the special minimum benefit. Now, if we based it on this year, the special minimum benefit for someone with 30 years of coverage, it's $1,033.50 per month. Now, Biden's plan would boost that payment up to $1,518.75 per month. And the last change would be a gradual increase of 1% annually to the PIA, also known as the primary insurance amount for age beneficiaries, meaning that an annual increase of 1% will be provided from age 78 to 82 years old. And while all of this sounds just great and, filled with rainbows and butterflies and unicorns and whatnot, critics can't help but question just how good will this actually be for Social Security. Now, an analysis by Urban Institute shows that this plan will actually extend the solvency of the program, but that it would only push it out by about 5 years. Now, let me ask you guys, do you guys think that these changes are worth it? I mean, given that it only extends the program by such a small amount of time? Just let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Financial security is such a huge issue in our country right now. And with all of our expenses like credit card bills, Visa, MasterCard, American Express, food, rent, car payments, mortgages, HOE fees, property taxes, and so much more that's just weighing us down. Many of us are feeling as if, it can only get worse from this point, which is why I'm glad you're still watching right now at the end of this video, because I have a couple of opportunities in the description, one of which is a way to reach out to me directly. What can we talk about? Well, financial freedom, of course. I mean, just imagine creating side hustles, home-based businesses, or even just discussing small business ideas that have the capability to potentially generate multiple streams of income, or even having your money work for you through wise investments in the stock market, index funds, ETFs, real estate market, investing in gold, perhaps investments in silver. I've learned a lot over the years, and I love sharing what I've learned. Anyway, look forward to hearing from you guys soon. Now, before I go, guys, please don't forget to drop a huge thumbs up for the video, share this video with your friends and loved ones, subscribe for your daily dose of the truth. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me again today, and I'm gonna catch you on the next one.